So for today, I'm going to actually be doing a makeup 101 type of video. There is so much to makeup. I know that these videos aren't going to cover everything, but I figured I would do a start to finish of my tips and tricks of makeup. So it'll be split up and we're going to be talking about basic eyeshadow. We can just go ahead and get into the video and subscribe so you can see all the other videos. So something I really love for a base, and you've probably seen it if you've watched any of my videos, it's the L'Oreal Infallable Full Wear Concealer. And this stuff is just really nice and pigmented. It's a little bit thick. I don't love it on my skin. Maybe I need to try it again. This goes for creams, this goes for powders. Something that keeps pigment strong is doing a patting motion, kind of just buffing that into the skin. If you're gonna, you know, blend all over, it's going to kind of diffuse things out and you're gonna get less coverage. And I feel like lately I have been doing like a go-to type of eye look. I'm gonna be doing like similar things. Like I'll probably show you how I do my eyeliner and stuff, just because I want to give you all the info on like a nice basic look. I'm gonna incorporate these a lot, and they've already been incorporated a lot on my channel, but these powders are really good and I haven't tried anything new yet. I would love to try some new stuff though, but this is really good, and it's gonna be the Maybelline Fit Me powders. There is a matte and poreless and a set and smooth. Today I'm gonna go in with the matte and poreless in the shade 220, and I'm using this Real Techniques setting brush. And I'm just gonna set the eye, and this is just very close to my skin tone. Even if I wanted to do something like just eyeliner, I would recommend doing this. Set a little concealer down and set it with powder. It will prevent your eyeliner from getting all up in your crease. If you've tried this before and it still gets into your crease, you probably have somewhat of a hooded eye or something of that sort. Me personally, I have a hooded eye, so basically I don't know how to describe it right now, but you'll see my whole lid right here, and when I open my eye it creases up. So what that means is whatever colors are right in here, they're gonna disappear into the eye and like fold into the eye, so products can get in there and then it just stays all up in there. You keep blinking, whatever you look up, and just keeps hitting the eye. For me, I typically do add shadow into the eye to kind of conceal and cover that and just keep like color there, so when anything does come off up there, there's already like shadow in the crease. So I would recommend either doing that, throw some bronzer in the crease, do blue in the crease, whatever you want to do. If you really don't want to add eyeshadow or don't have time or whatever, but you want to do liner, I would just recommend keeping the line thin. There's ways around the wings. If you look up winged liner for whatever type of eye you have, you will find a video on YouTube. There are a few different techniques, but I just do what's easiest for me and like foolproof for me. So anyways, I'll show you guys that when we get to that point. So now that the eyes are nice and set, I sometimes like to add eyeliner, sometimes I add it later, but right now I'm gonna go in with this Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer from Rimmel London, and it's in the shade Rich Brown. I'm just gonna put this in my tight line. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of color in the crease. I am going to use the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is in the shade 100. I'm showing you guys this one because it's affordable. I really do like Hoola bronzer from Benefit. You can make that an affordable bronzer if you join Ulta's little rewards program. Just basically create a profile with them. When you purchase stuff, you can give them your phone number, or you can be logged in online, and anyways you'll get points. And you'll also get a few freebies, and what they're doing lately for birthday freebies this year, it's Hoola bronzer. It's just a sample. For me, I've been using this lately, but I'm just showing you guys a more affordable option. Hoola is a little bit warmer, and so this is my contour brush. So I use this to contour my nose. What I'm doing with this brush is I'm focusing the product on this inner part of the eye, which has been a trend lately, and I'm kind of slowly dragging it out, so it just diffuses a little bit of that color outwards, but I'm not really like putting that much color all up in the outer corner. And this is just something I really love to do. You could like literally leave it at this, do the liner, move on. This would be me on a really simple day, but where I want to feel cute, I would literally just do this. This is, I think, what I did yesterday. It's new for me to be into these more natural, neutral look, or yeah, more natural looks, and even neutral. I'm definitely more of a cool toned color eyeshadow kind of girl, and I do want to get into that now that we're getting into the Halloween, you know, fall season. But today's video is the basics, so I don't want to get too crazy. I am going to go in with a little bit more of a cool toned shade, and this is the shade Copperplate from MAC, and I've hit pan, but I'm going to go in with a nice fluffy brush. This is from Morphe. Remember to keep my hand on the end of it, and I'm gonna just add a wash of this more gray tone. And typically people like to build up color right here. If you guys want a more in-depth video on like blending, you can let me know. I like to go like this and do circular windshield wiper motion, so I'll kind of circular it, but then I'll slowly kind of diffuse it throughout the crease, so it's not just like stuck right there, you know, it's like going into the other shadows. But I just find that this little windshield wiper circular method works well for me. I also do like to just tap too, depending on what shade I'm using, what brush I'm using. Then I'm gonna just add a little bit more of a warm tone just for fun. I have this blood sugar palette from Jeffree Starr. I really wish that he sold single eyeshadows because I really need sugar cane, but I'm gonna be using the shade Tongue Pop today, which I have used it on my channel. A beautiful coral color, and it's not too dark or anything like that. And so I'm using the same brush. And I had gotten a comment on my NYX Bear With Me video, and she ended up asking me what eyeshadows I used and how I got the look I got. And I was assuming it was on that first initial part of the video because I did have a couple follow-ups. I was really heavily using this shade a lot. I really do like coral. But what I'm doing is focusing it on the inner / mid part of the crease. I'm not putting much on the outer part of the crease, but I am doing a light pull of the shadows. I'm going to go into the shade O Positive, which is basically the same shade as Copperplate. It's like this gray tone, a little bit more of that over here. I just want it to be a little bit more defined with that color. That's just gonna be that for the eye look. This is basically what I did in that video, and this is a super go-to look with colors that I really like, but it's like a mix. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the eyeliner part. I like to use this Morphe brush. It's Morphe M307, and it's discontinued, but it's just an angled brush. There's way better, more defined brushes elsewhere, especially inexpensive. These types of brushes are so inexpensive. Eye brushes, especially like liner ones, you can even find good ones at an art store. Something super key for me is spraying my brush. And lately I've been liking to use eyeshadows for liners. I am a big fan of the Inglot gel liner in the shade number 77. This is going to give you a super black line. This just isn't the look that I've been going for lately. I also have right here the Black Radiance Fine Line Liquid Eyeliner. You can find this at, I believe, Rite Aid for only a few dollars. That one's really nice and black too. It's like literally a liquid liner. I've used some felt tips. Maybelline has good ones. Stila, you know, that was a really good one. But lately it's just been eyeshadow. It's a little bit softer. Honestly, I feel like you use less product, and most of us have a lot of deep browns and black shadows in our palettes, and it's like, might as well use them for that. So I'm using the James Charles palette today just because it has a really nice brown that I like and black, but you can use Carbon from MAC, you can use a black from a palette, any palette, you can use a dark brown bronzer, depending on what colors work for you. You can do a dark purple, you can do a navy blue. That's the fun part of it. I'm gonna go into the shade Benny, which is a deep brown. I'm gonna show you guys how I line my eyes lately. I used to typically just pull straight from the eye, boom. Sometimes, you know, more straight, more angular, whatever. You see how when I open my eyes where I crease right here, it's definitely not, it's like barely making the cut. But lately I've been kind of doing the flick in the last quarter part of the eye instead of at the end of the eye. It does a little something different. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this eyeliner isn't the best for a hooded eye, but since I have smoky eye going on and I have powders down and everything like that, I'm still gonna do it. So you will see here, this is different. You see my eye ends here, and I'm flicking it out all the way in here. What I do is just kind of go back and forth between cleaning up the brush a little bit with the makeup wipe and then spraying with water to just get the maximum pigment and a little bit more precision. This part's a little bit harder because I just want to try to make the eyeliner angle similar. Basically, I find doing the flick first is a little bit easier, and then I connect it to the base of the eye, and I keep it really thin, really thin actually on the eye. And when it comes to the inner part of the eye, I'll keep my eye open and just line that inner part. I'm gonna go ahead and add mascara, but I'm gonna do the lashes in a separate video. One thing I wanna just kind of do a little reminder about is kind of making sure that it's clean all up in your eyeballs. You don't want what Chandler would call mascara goop, you know, all up in your eyes.
Again.
No, she's really dull, and she gets this gross mascara goop thing in the corner of her eye.
So yeah, I like to look for eye boogers and stuff and make sure I don't have like stuff all up in my eyes, because once I start doing my face makeup and concealer and stuff, it's hard to get that out and get it off, and then you have to use your finger, and then you like take off the coverage of your makeup, and it gets wrinkly and creasy, and it just gets crazy. As far as mascara, I personally have been really loving the Essence Lash Princess. It's like false lash effect mascara. It's in a black and green tube. I really love a lash, but this is, you know, a nice little natural eye makeup look. Okay, I'm back with face makeup on and looking a little crazy, but it's time to go underneath the eyes. And I just figured I would start off right here. A tip that you could do is bake under the eyes a little bit before you do your mascara and under eye eyeshadow. I like to do this because it keeps the color from transferring down. It adds a little bit more like longevity. It keeps things from getting super greasy. It also makes it to where if you do get a little fallout on your eye when you do your eyeshadow, I can just sweep it off. Gives this nice airbrush effect. Today I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Fair, and this is really good. Typically I don't keep the powder on for super long, but it might be on longer today since I'm gonna be talking. Right, here's the M507. I like to use this to just do a nice little airbrushed underneath, but it is small enough to not get too crazy. I also really a lot of the time use this Coastal Scents pencil bullet brush. I've had it for over a decade and this one's so easy, and that's what I'm going to use today. It's really soft too, so I like to use soft brushes on my eyes and in general. This brush is the Morphe M432 and it's a flat type of brush, and so this I like to use to kind of line the waterline. If I put mascara in my waterline, I like to set the lash line right here. It's also good if I don't have eyeliner on but I want to kind of have definition right here. So let me just actually show you guys that just because we can. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 360, and I'm just going to put this on the outer part of the eye, slightly dragging that line up into the liner line. I'm gonna use this fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna use the Hoola bronzer. Bronzer's really good for under the eyes on a neutral look like this. Sometimes it's fun to add, you know, a bright color or something like that. If I was gonna add a color, I would pretty much do the same exact thing that I'm doing right now. Use a little bit of mascara under my lashes. I heard that waterproof sometimes will help with fallout and stuff. Okay, so now that I got that mascara on, I can clean up my bake, and I've really been into this Eco Tools little cream contour brush because it's so soft. The last thing that I do to my eyes is highlight the inner corner. I absolutely love MAC Nylon for this. It just, for my skin tone, brightens things up effortlessly for me, and in a way where it super pops but like also kind of blends in and doesn't look like too crazy. Start off right here. I like to do like a lot, almost into the crease. I really love that. So I hope you guys enjoyed how I achieved this look. I know it's a very basic look. I hope that this did help someone because I do get a lot of comments on my natural looks and a lot of questions. So figured we'd start off with that. If you guys have any requests, let me know. If you have requests on color or just like doing a monochromatic look. I want to do like a cool tone versus a warm tone look just to show you what, you know, things, how it can either not flatter you or flatter you. Yeah, any requests, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. I have a whole series of these makeup little lessons that are going to be going up, so be sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss out. I'll catch you in my next video, and I'm sending you all the love and all the good vibes. Peace out.